Welcome to day 2. Today is planning day, and I am going to talk to you about the power of a plan. And maybe the power of a plan before a plan. But hold on, first things first. I wore a sparkly sweater for a reason. Hold on. I want you to stand up where you are. I don't care what time it is in the morning or the night. I want you to stand up and start clapping with me. Okay, it's our girl Taylor Swift. Move your body. Come on, I know you want to do it. I don't care who's watching, I don't care who's at home, I don't care where you are. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Okay, did you get excited? Because the topic that we're going to talk about today, I want to bring fun to it. And who doesn't bring more fun than Taylor Swift? Now, there was a reason why I played that song, and it goes into one of my tips, my favorite tips for meal planning. But first, I want to remind you of your purpose. Did you write down in your kitchen essentials guide yesterday what your purpose was for this week? Again, it can change seasonally. Sometimes it even changes week to week, or it can even change daily, depending on what you have. But until you get that purpose, until you really believe in that purpose, meal planning is going to be hard. Meal planning is going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel like a chore. And I don't want it to feel that way. So today we are already talking about a plan, because we are going to make a plan for the purpose that you thought of yesterday. We are going to make a plan for how you want to feel every Sunday when you put your head down on the pillow. Having a plan is really important. There are so many benefits of having a meal plan. And even when I'm saying this, you may feel as though it's a little overwhelming, and I don't want you to feel that at all. We are going to walk through step by step on how you make a plan. And remember today, be kind to yourself, be gentle. If the idea seems really daunting of making a plan, just do it. Promise me, you will put 100% effort towards the reset today. So the benefits of having a plan. 1, you save time. You're not deciding what is for dinner every night. You're not answering that question at 5 o'clock. So if you have a plan, you're going in with an idea of a meal that you and your family are going to have. So you're saving time. You're saving stress. For that same reason, you already make so many decisions in a day as a busy mom. I want to eliminate decision fatigue at the end of the day, when you really don't want to make another decision. So eliminating stress. You can also save money, and we're going to talk about that more later. But if you have a plan, you're more likely to not just order takeout or do something else that could be more costly. So think of all those benefits when you're thinking about your purpose and when you're going to sit down and put together your plan today. And if you didn't get a chance to write down your purpose yesterday, you can do it today. And if you don't have a chance to do it today, it's okay. My hope for you is that the way that you feel when you're putting together this plan and the way that you feel when you put your head down on that pillow is you feel proud. You feel proud of yourself for putting together a plan, for wanting to be here in this challenge, for wanting to serve your family healthy meals. So if you come out of this today and proud is how you feel, that's amazing. So here are my 5 tips for meal planning. The biggest challenge that I hear is time. I don't have enough time. So you've written your purpose. Today I want you to think about how you are prioritizing your plan. How are you right now prioritizing making a plan to feed your family? Think about that. Think about if you are prioritizing it, or how are you prioritizing it? Or you know what, Alex, maybe I need to prioritize it a little differently. Think about that for a minute. Okay, now here are my 5 tips. Number 1 tip has to do with Taylor Swift. If you don't look forward to meal planning, you know what you need to do is add fun. Add something to that time that you look forward to. Maybe it's listening to the Taylor Swift album. Maybe it's listening to your favorite podcast. Maybe you have a specialty coffee drink. Or maybe you're doing your meal planning at night and you're making a mocktail or a cocktail. Or maybe you're going to treat yourself to something after you meal plan and you're really proud of yourself. Maybe it's going to be a walk with your dogs. Maybe it's going to be a manicure. Maybe it's just going to be sitting down for 5 minutes and reading the book that you have really wanted to read. But doing something for you during this time, when you meal plan, you are doing something for everyone else in your household. So you deserve to make it fun. The second tip when you're meal planning is to pull out your schedule. Whether you have an online Google Calendar, you have a paper calendar, whatever it is, you need to build your meal plan around your schedule. That's going to determine your meal plan. You need to look at the amount of time that you have to make a meal, to serve a meal. Are people even going to be at your house to eat your meal? Those are all the factors that I want you to think about when you're looking at your schedule. Is maybe a night where you're super busy and you've got a lot of kids off in different directions, a night for leftovers, a night for takeout. And yes, you can add takeout to your meal plan. Do you need to do a slow cooker meal? Is there maybe a casserole that's in your freezer that you can have? So take out your schedule, because you don't want to plan an extravagant meal when you have kids and husbands and spouses and friends in all different directions, because you know what that's going to make you feel? It's going to make you feel a little deflated. So you want to set yourself up for success by planning your meals around your schedule. That is my second tip. Take out those calendars before you even start to meal plan. My third tip is consistency. And this is something that you're going to fill out and commit to in your kitchen essentials guide. If your biggest challenge is time, well, guess what? We have time for things that we make a priority. And I know that you want to make meal planning, meal prepping, and sitting down to the dinner table with your family a priority because you signed up for this challenge. So commit to yourself. It's the Busy Mom motto. I am making meal planning a priority. And you know what that means is you need to find a slot in your calendar where you are meal planning consistently. It's a day, it's a time where you're making an appointment with yourself. And guess what? Tip number one, you're going to look forward to it because you are already adding a fun factor. But I want you to think about what time, what day is going to work for you to set aside 30 minutes to meal plan. 30 minutes may sound like a lot, but again, we talked about the benefits. If you devote 30 minutes a week to meal planning, your future self is going to thank you. I just know it. Now to the fourth step. You're maybe thinking, well, this sounds all great, but what recipes am I going to use? How do you store your recipes? Do you have any recipes? I suggest storing your recipes in one space. Whether you print them out from ones that you see on Pinterest, or you have a cookbook and you tag it, or you put them all in a folder. I keep all my recipes in a folder of ones that I want to try. I have a physical folder, and then I also keep a folder in my computer that I go there and I just store the recipes when it's time to meal plan. You could look on Pinterest. You could have a Pinterest page. You could have a set of cookbooks that you want to use. You can also tag recipes on Instagram. And if you've never done that before, it's a little square icon on the lower right-hand side. And then when you go to meal plan, you know where all your recipes are going to be. So keep all your recipes in one spot. So decide what you're going to do, because if it's going to be overwhelming when you have some recipes here, some here, some here, think about what works for you. Where are you going to store your recipes? That's tip number 4. Keep all those recipes in one spot so you have easy access to them when it's ready to plan. My last tip is one that may not seem like a big deal, but I think it's really important. And I think if you miss this step, you're missing the accountability piece. It's write it down. I love using a board. I will also be giving you, when we put everything together on day 5, I will give you my personal meal planning sheet. So you will have that going forward. During this challenge, we are just going to go step by step. And at the end, you will have a full, complete plan. But you're going to be more likely to be accountable to stay to that plan if you write it down. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can write it on a board. You can put it on your fridge. You can, whatever your system is that you do, figure out what your system is and what will work best for you. And maybe sometimes you try a system and that doesn't work. So don't be afraid of trying something. And also telling your family that you're going to do this. This is a big deal that you are committing and prioritizing meal planning. And maybe you want to have a family meeting. So make sure everyone is in on the new gig. And I bet you they're going to be excited and they're going to want to be a part of it, which I will talk about. So writing it down is going to be really, really important. Find what means of communication is going to work for you, but write it down. So I view the 5 tips that I just talked about sort of like the pre-plan before you plan. It's like pre-gaming before the big game. So the actual sitting down, finding that date, finding something fun, having your recipes together. Envision that. How good is that going to feel? You've got your favorite oat milk latte sitting. You're listening to Taylor Swift. You've got everything planned out. How good is that going to feel? So now it's game time. And if you are new to meal planning, or maybe not, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas on how to put your plan together. The first idea is to have theme nights. I love, love, love theme nights. In our family, we have a grill night every Sunday. So I know that I look forward to that because it's easy. And when you're grilling, you can also make more food so I can have it for later during the week. Then I also know if I see burgers on sale or if I see chicken on sale, I can buy it and put it in my freezer. So theme nights are great. You can go beyond Taco Tuesday. You could have a make your own pasta night, a kid's choice night, breakfast for dinner night. You could also theme your nights around a certain food or the way that you cook food. Maybe you want to have a slow cooker Sunday. Maybe you want to have a sheet pan Saturday. Maybe you want to have a seafood night or a pasta night or a chicken night. So think about the theme nights that would work for you and your family, and this is a great way to incorporate your family and ask them what they like. Another thing that you can do is make a jar of family favorites. If you have everyone in your family write down 2 to 3 of your family favorites, put it in a jar, and when you are meal planning on certain days, what you can do is pull it out. Now, my kids wrote these, so let's just see what they wrote. Chicken cutlets. Okay, great, that's easy. I don't even have to make that. I can get those out of the freezer. So incorporating your family in your meal planning makes them more a part of the process and more likely that they're gonna eat the dinner that you plan. So you have theme nights, and then you put down also your family favorites. Another way that you can put together your meal plan is to shop in your fridge, freezer, and pantry. I'm sure you have lots of stocked items in there that you want to use. And again, this goes back to saving money. Using the items that you already have, build meals around those beans that you have. Build your meal around the frozen chicken that's been sitting in your freezer, or that meatloaf that you made 2 months ago. So build your meals around what you already have. So you've got theme nights, you have family favorites, and you also have things that you already have. Now, is this sounding better and better? Are you getting excited? Now that you have all the pieces to the puzzle, I want you to sit down, look in your kitchen essentials guide, and write down your meals. In a week, you have 7 dinners. Now, if you're writing family favorites, take 2 out of there. That's 2 meals gone. What you can also do, and I said this earlier, is allow for takeout, allow for leftovers, allow for repurposing a meal. If you add 2 more of those meals, you've got family favorites for 2, and you've already got leftovers or takeout for 2. That means you're really only planning 3 meals. And I bet that you have 3 recipes stocked somewhere that will help you plan those meals. This week, this is going to be practice. I want you to plan a loose meal plan. It doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of times, a lot of people ask me, well, what if I make a plan and we don't feel like it? We don't feel like it. Well, you know what? Sometimes you pivot. Sometimes things happen, you get a busy schedule and you have to pivot. So that's part of meal planning. It's not going to be perfect every single day. But I will tell you, in terms of habits and motivation, if you get more into the habit of putting together a plan and your family seeing it and seeing some of their family favorites, you know that you're going to save money because you already bought the groceries. You're going to be more likely to get in the habit of eating what you did plan. So just remember that. It's going to be a muscle that may take some practice and may take trying some things out to see what works. So good luck planning today. I am thinking about you and I am here if you have any questions. So reach out to me.